Oh, hello. If you're watching this, it means Kingdom Hearts month has begun. Ow, my neck hurts. Anyways, probably gonna mute my laptop real quick, because that'll make lots of noise, and we don't want that. Jingle bells, what are you doing down there? Anyways, I thought I'd spend the majority of this month telling people the story of Kingdom Hearts. Let's just center that better. Anyways, this is the story of Kingdom Hearts from the very beginning. No, not of the timeline, that'd be too easy. The very beginning of the game series, starting with Kingdom Hearts 1. Probably should have written all this down, even though I have it in my head. So we start on an island with this boy named Sora, who's having these weird dreams that he's like in this weird like void place with these like on these stained glass window things that look like different Disney princesses, and he's being told that he has to he's the one who'll open the door, and these like little creatures, these little dark creatures are like attacking him, and this a big one appears and it's going to attack him. It comes out of his shadow and he beats it, or you can not beat it, it doesn't matter. But you fight it and it swallows you in darkness, but then you wake up on the beach and the boy's name is Sora. He has like really big shoes. I don't know if I said his name, but then you wake up and Kairi is there, and Kairi is the girl love interest. She's like, hey, you're being lazy. Riku's just like, so are you. Let's build this raft and get off these islands. So you spend a couple days in the game, like in game time, not in real life time. You get items, you get ready. You can like fight with your friends, like play fight with your friends, and you have one sword. Ah, my neck. And you can go and by the way, I'm recording this like 11 days before Christmas. I'm like really early. Anyways, you can go out and find different things. You can play fight with your friends. Eventually, you do like a race. You can get items if you beat your friends. Beat them with your wooden sword. One of them only has a rope, and you have to beat them with a wooden sword. Ha ha ha! One of them has a ball. The other one actually has a wooden sword, or another one has a stick. But anyways, you beat them. You fight. You win. You conquer them all, and you basically make them your bitches. Anyways, eventually, you're just chilling, relaxing. Oh, and there's some cutscenes showing, hey, King Mickey is missing, and so the Wizard Donald and the head of the Wizards Donald and the head of the Royal Knights, Goofy, have to go out and, find King Mickey. But wait, we don't know what he looks like, even though there's an ancestor that looks like in the picture of an ancestor on the wall. That doesn't show what Mickey looks like throughout the whole game. Pretty much the whole game, but basically, like, you can see the king's seal. It's a Mickey Mouse head, and you can see an ancestors in the wall in the Disney castle. It's like, that's just Mickey Mouse in an outfit. That is too. These are just Mickey Mouse. So, anyways, you back to the islands with Sora. You eventually there's like the storm darkness that attacks the island that you always play on with your friends. So you gotta go to there. You gotta fight these creatures that you were seeing in your dream. But wait, your wooden sword won't work. You find Riku. He's just like, I'm not afraid of the darkness. Kairi's gonna come with us. We're gonna face the darkness together. And then he gets swallowed by darkness. You almost do, but then a giant key appears in your hand. This key is known as the Keyblade. The Keyblade is going to help you throughout the whole of the series. Every game in the series use a Keyblade. Anyways, you can now defeat these little darkness creatures. Also, there's this old cave. Probably should have mentioned this before. There's this old cave that have cave drawings, and earlier there was like a creepy dude in there, and he's just like, this world's been connected, tied to the darkness. You understand nothing. You're an idiot. He says that to Sora, calls Sora in names. He doesn't call him names, but he basically insults Sora, then leaves. But you can't. Sora can't see him at first, but we can. There's a door in that in the little cave. Anyways. back to after you get the key and you can fight those things, there's a door in front of the cave, not at the back of the cave like there's always been. There's a door in front of the cave. And in front of you have to like open the door. It's the door that was in your dream earlier. Should have mentioned that. You go through the double doors, go into the cave, and Kyrie's there, but she's all like, Sora. And then like the cave that doesn't have a doorknob that's in the door that doesn't have a doorknob that's been in the cave that you saw earlier, it like flies open, a gust of wind, and Kyrie just flies at you, and just as she makes contact, disappears. And you get like blown out of the cave, and then that giant thing that you had to fight earlier that came from your shadow in your dream before is back for round 2! And you didn't have to beat it the first time, but you gotta beat it this time, or you suck. You can't continue the game. It's the first real boss fight of the game, maybe? The tutorial boss fight? Or the tutorial second boss fight? I don't know. You gotta fight it, you gotta win, and it's not that tough. I learned something recently from watching the Everglow series. You can actually climb up its arm when it's like massive, like shoves a ball of darkness into the ground. You can climb up the arm and attack its head, which I think might do more damage. I don't know. But anyways, you attack it, you beat it, and then your world is swallowed by darkness. Anyways. Because like that mysterious hooded figure in the cave said earlier, this world is connected. Tied to the darkness. Anyways, you go on and you end up in an alley, passed out in an alley in a place called Traverse Town. Hopefully no one stole your kidney, but before it shows you, Donald and Goofy are there, and they're like, hey, look at that! A star is going out! That's fucked up! That probably means the world is getting swallowed by darkness. Yes, that's exactly what it meant. Sora's world, the Destiny Islands, were swallowed by darkness. Ended up in Traverse Town. Donald and Goofy are like, we gotta find that key! By the way, they're supposed to find a key, the Keyblade. Mickey wrote a letter and everything. Doesn't matter. Go find Leon. Yes, that Leon from Final Fantasy. With Yuffie and... I don't want to say all the names right now. My neck. Eventually... Pluto's just like walking off on his own, like, Pluto, come here, guy. Goofy's just like, Pluto, come here. It's like, no, I'm gonna go find this key before you idiots. He finds Sora passed out in the alleyway. Hope to stole your kidney. And then Sora's just like, oh, that's a weird dream. And Pluto literally just like forces himself on Sora's chest. It's like, I am very concerned. Every time I see that, I'm just like, Sora, did you break your rib or something? It's just like, what? Oh, it wasn't a dream. And then Sora, like, travels through the town, doesn't know what he's doing. He talks to this guy, Sid, and he talks to find Leon, and every time you walk around in a certain spot, every time you walk around and go to certain spots, Donald and Goofy will walk, like, if you walk into a door to a new area, Donald and Goofy will walk in like, oh, I guess we just missed into the area you were just at. They'll be like, oh, we still can't find that key. Oh, well. And then eventually you fight Leon from Final Fantasy, and you can win. But he shoots fireballs out of his gunblade thing. It's hard to beat him. I've beaten him multiple times, but not every time. When I was younger, I could never beat him. I didn't know you could beat him. Anyways, you beat Leon. He's a little pushover. There's a lot of messages I missed in this group chat. Anyways. Alright. Yeah, you meet them, you fight, you find Donald and Goofy, you fight a giant heartless armor thing. Then you start going to Disney worlds. Hercules, Tarzan, and Alice in Wonderland are first up. You go to, basically you just go to the Disney worlds, you find out that you can lock keyholes, and you, Alice goes missing because she's special for a thing later. Tarzan, you getting, like, when you lock keyholes, I'm just, like, fast-forwarding through the worlds because they're not as important as the story is. This is where I get to fast-forward. You go around sealing keyholes, getting gummy blocks. You can put them on your... Sid can put them on your ship because that's his day job, apparently. He was running a shop temporarily. But then you also get a Winnie the Pooh book. That's kind of important, but not really. It doesn't affect the overall story of Kingdom Hearts, like the plot of the main series, like all the different games. just the plot of that game. Anyways, you go around, you gotta find another guard armor thing that's the, like, armor heartless after you seal the keyhole in Hercules and Alice in Wonderland world. You can't seal the keyhole in I said Hercules, I meant Tarzan Alice in Wonderland. You can't seal it in Hercules yet because you need a special ability that you don't get until later. Oh, and Jiminy Cricket's writing everything down in a tiny journal, which everyone can read apparently. Anyways, eventually you go back to Sid. He like helps fix things. You fight a giant armor thing, seal that world's keyhole. Then you can go to more worlds like Aladdin. Jafar's there, and he's a part of a bigger scheme that the Disney villains are working on. But hush hush on that. Jasmine gets kidnapped just like Alice did. You go to Monstro, Riku, your friend, who was like, I am not afraid of the darkness, and you saw in Traverse Town earlier, I forgot to mention that, on your second visit there, you see him in Traverse Town, and he's like, oh, hey, it's been a while, this is the Keyblade. It's like, but then you see Maleficent, who's part of the League of Disney villains. Maleficent's just being all, you see, he's placed you with them, so come with me. Anyways, you see in Monstro, yes, one of the worlds is Whale. In Monstro, you see, what's his name? Riku again. He's just like, maybe I can help save Kairi if I use this puppet who has no hearts. It's like, wow, Riku, way to be a jerk to Pinocchio. Anyways, you also go to, what's it called? You go to Little Mermaid, and everyone hates that world, but I don't hate that world unless it's the second game, because that's just like pressing buttons to the sing-along. That's stupid. But then you also go to Nightmare Before Christmas, Halloween Town. You steal keyholes in all these worlds. Oogie Boogie was part of the League of Bad Guys. He gets defeated, of course. So does what's-his-name. Jafar got defeated. Then you go to the Peter Pan world. Riku's there too, and guess who else is there? Christmas songs! Dang, has it really been almost 20 minutes? How long have I been doing this? No, it's not been almost 20 minutes, just since I started like setting things up, I guess. Anyways. Hopefully this song doesn't get copyright, because it's Christmas. I shouldn't get copyrighted on Christmas. Anyways, what was I saying? Peter Pan world. Kairi's there too, but she's like not moving at all. She's like something's wrong with her. But like Riku said earlier, she doesn't have a heart. Something happened with her heart. She's special, just like Jasmine and Alice from earlier. But we don't say why. It all something has to do with when she like faded into Sora earlier. But that's something different right there. Anyways, you beat Hook, which is part of the League of Villains, but he doesn't actually get destroyed. He just gets chased off by the TikTok clock. No, not the TikTok croc, not clock. But no, not TikTok like the app. Anyways, Riku's a little a-hole. Kairi is technically like Sora's like, oh well, at least I know Kairi is still in existence in some form. She's okay to an extent, and then you go to a world called Hollow Bastion, and this is where the story picks up again. I gotta explain events. Riku was apparently supposed to get the key, but since he was swallowed by darkness, the Keyblade's like, go screw yourself. I'm going with Sora here, because you're a little a-hole. Oh wait, you're starting to be worthy again? Alright, sorry Sora. And since Donald and Goofy are supposed to be with the one who has the key, they're like, sorry Sora, we gotta go with the guy who has the key now. Riku, your best friend. So now you're stuck with the wooden sword that Riku just tossed to you, like, here, go play hero with this. It's like, oh, great, go screw yourself. Also, Beast is there. Also, because Belle went missing, and he's just like, his world was destroyed, Belle went missing, he's just like, Belle's here. I can feel it. He followed his heart. That's a lot of the themes in Kingdom Hearts. Following your heart and friendship, the connections we make. Light versus dark. I keep looking down when I'm talking to look at the camera, but my neck, I can't move it a lot, so, okay. Anyways, Sora is now defenseless. He can't fight the Heartless with a wooden sword. We proved that, like, at the beginning of the game. She's going around, Beast is basically doing all the work. He's like, trying to get to where Riku is. Eventually he unlocks this big gate thing, but he's like in the basement of the world, so he has to get back up. And he goes back in, and he goes through these double doors, and he goes to confront Riku. This is the first of many Riku fights. and I hate it. I hate fighting Riku. Riku is very annoying to fight. Anyways, you fight Riku. He's tough. Oh, by the way, before you fight Riku, he's like, Sora's like, I don't need the Keyblade. My friends are my power. See? Friendship, connections we make. Anyways, my best friend just sent me a message, and that's more important than me talking. Anyways, you get the Keyblade back because he's like, oh, he's got a worthy heart. The Keyblade just decides he's got a worthy heart. Go screw yourself, Riku. We're going with him now. Like I said at the beginning of the game, you were being stupid before, we're going to go with him. Oh, and you're being good, gotta leave. Okay, but you're being stupid again. And since Donald and Goofy, they like went to his side, and so Sora, before he got the Keyblade back, he's like, I got my friends. I don't need that Keyblade. You can fight me with it. I'll still take you out. Keyblade's like, screw you, Riku. Let's go back to Sora. And then he fights, and that fight is annoying, but it's not the worst of the fights. You fight him, you win, you go through the castle, best friend doesn't like their teachers. You go through, fast forward a lot, I guess, because you just climb up this tower. Oh my gosh, it's annoying. Very annoying. Oh, and Beast gets tricked out of the room because he thinks he sees Belle, and it's a trick. And so Beast isn't in that fight. It's just Donald, Goofy, and you. One sec. Best friend. I'll probably edit this part out where I'm not talking. Anyways, you go through the castle, you fight a bunch of Heartless, because you gotta beat them because they're trying to steal people's hearts. That's their thing throughout the whole series. You get to the top part. What happens along the way? Oh, Ansem is like, well, not Ansem. Sorry, shh. You didn't hear me say that. That voice from earlier and the hooded figure from the beginning of the game is talking to Riku. It's like, shh. He's like, how could I not wield the Keyblade? And the voice is just like, well, his heart was stronger. You saying he's got a stronger heart than me? In that moment, but you can make your heart stronger, accept the darkness even more. And that's when things get messed up for Riku. Then you go into this room and you fight Maleficent. And she's a little bit of a bitch. Maleficent's a bit of an a-hole. Also, remember how Jasmine and Kairi and what's her name? Alice were important? They're part of these 7 princesses that we see throughout the cutscenes going up the... Trying not to get ahead of myself by saying what happens when you go up there. They're part of these princesses that are needed to unlock the ultimate keyhole that will plunge everything into darkness. But something's wrong because Kairi doesn't have her heart. It's in someone else right now. Wonder who? Flashback to when I said earlier that the Kairi in the cave going into Sora and then... Gee, I wonder where Kairi's heart is. And also, Riku's got a Keyblade now, a new Keyblade that looks like sick, and also it looks like a Keyblade that was in Season 3 of Supergirl. No, it wasn't even a key. It looked like a thing that was in Season 3 of Supergirl, but that's weird. Anyways, Riku's got like an extra voice, like the voice you have when you're possessed by something. It's like a secondary voice talking with him, like saying his words at the same time. He's got this darkness armor on him. Anyways, Riku's, planning with Maleficent. It's like, we must, we gotta get Kairi's heart, otherwise these 7 princesses, Belle being one of them, Jasmine, Alice, Belle, Aurora from Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, with Jasmine, Alice, Belle, Aurora, Snow White, Cinderella, and Kairi. 7 princesses of heart. 7's gonna be important in another video because Tetsuya Nomura, you love bringing things back later, but that's neither here nor there. Anyways, you eventually catch up to Maleficent, you fight her, she's a pain, then she goes through a portal of darkness. Riku, appears after you go through to fight her, you end up in another room, and guess what? Riku's like, I can unlock people's hearts with this Keyblade thing. Whoosh, stabs Maleficent, she becomes a dragon, you gotta fight her again, and she's even more annoying! Anyways, eventually you fight Maleficent, you get the heck out of there. Then you climb through more, and it's the showdown. You and Riku. The final time you fight Riku. Sort of. You fight Riku. It's revealed that Kairi's heart is in fact in Sora, and also the Keyblade that Riku has is made of the princess's hearts. So, one sec. So, after you beat Riku, Sora's just like, oh, Kairi's heart is inside of me. Stabs himself with Riku's Keyblade, unleashing Kairi's heart, which then leads to Sora, becoming, or Sora fading away. His body fades away. Kairi wakes up because she's like, the other princesses are harder than these pod things. Kairi's just laying on the ground, like, oh, great. Just lead, whatever. Oh, and at this point in the battle, Riku is calling himself Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, but you beat him, and then Ansem appears, but guess what? Oh, I said Ansem earlier, I goofed. Guess what? He's about to try and attack Kairi, but Riku, who's still technically acting through, just like a faded version of Riku appears in front of Ansem. It's like, no, we're not gonna let this happen. Tells Kairi to get out of there. Donald and Goofy start getting Kairi out of there. Also, a bunch of Heartless appear, and one of them you can start to control. What? How can you control a Heartless when you've been playing as Sora the whole time? So, anyways, you start playing as the Heartless, going backtracking throughout the whole level. You get to the first place when you fought Riku in this level, and there's a cutscene. Sora's bonking the Heartless on the head. Not Sora. Donald with his wizard staff. Heartless are about to jump attack Kairi when she's by the Heartless, and she hugs the Heartless. Beam of light. Turns out it was Sora the whole time, because he unleashed his heart and that made a Heartless out of him. And the hug from Kairi, that connection, brought light and made him whole again. But wait, I hear you saying, isn't there... Never mind, spoilers, I'm not going to get into that. Anyways, you guys all go back to Traverse Town. Some stuff happens, Kairi gives you a lucky charm. You gotta go back again to Hollow Bastion to seal the keyhole. That way darkness doesn't swallow everything. But wait, first you gotta fight a behemoth Heartless. This thing, it's kind of my favorite, actually. I like this guy. I don't know why. He's kind of a pain, but he looks cool. I dig his design. Best friend messages. Anyways, you fight the behemoth, you lock the keyhole, Traverse Town is done. You don't have to go back there. Then there's one final world. End of the worlds. End of all, something like that. I forget exactly what it's called. I could Google it, but I'm lazy. Anyways, you go there, and you go fight a bunch of Heartless. Then you fight this thing, I forget exactly what it's called, from Fantasia. You fight a lot. You fight many things. You can fight through the different worlds you've been in. Like little mini sections of each world. It's crazy. Eventually, Eventually, you get to a door that looks very similar to the door you saw in your dream. That thing is going to keep haunting you until you finally go through it, and guess who's there? Am I missing anything in this last world? I don't think so. Sora became a Heartless, Kairi saved, everything's good. Oh, and the princesses that were passed out and their hearts are being used to make the keyhole, they're awake again, they're good, they're safe. That was a little side note. Anyways, you go to the end of the worlds, you fight all these different kinds of Heartless. Nothing really important happens story-wise throughout fighting all of them. But then you get to these doors, you go through it, and guess where you end up? That's right, Destiny Islands. Sora's home from the beginning of the game. What was I gonna say? You're in Destiny Islands, the beginning of the game, and all of a sudden, you go to these doors, those blasted doors that are by the old cave entrance. You go to them, cutscene plays, and the whole island starts to get distorted, and guess who you see at the edge of the island? Your old buddy, Riku. You walk up to him, and the island gets more distorted. He's talking, but he's like using Ansem's voice. He turns around, and he just turns into Ansem. You fight him. He's like... He said Riku's heart can't be reached anymore. Kind of important, but not yet. Anyways, you fight him. You fight him, you win, he gets, flung into the island. Then part of it becomes like a dome thing. You jump in to fight him. Donald and Goofy can't join you, but you don't fight him. Remember that Heartless that became a shadow that came from your shadow in the dream sequence in the beginning of the game, and then you have to fight a second time at the beginning of the game? He's back for round 3. You take him out. Then you go to fight Ansem again without Donald and Goofy, of course. Then I'm not exactly sure what happens. Everything gets, swallowed in darkness. You're falling in, an empty void. Then you hear Riku's voice, because he's not being an a-hole anymore. He's just like, hey, I thought you were stronger than that, Sora. And then, in the Peter Pan world, you learn to glide. Forgot to mention that. In all the other worlds, you can glide, but it has a time limit, and you have to go down. In Peter Pan world, you can glide and fly around however long you want. Anyways, in this empty void, you can just glide however long you want, like in the Peter Pan world. I forgot that glide. It's not that important to the story. But anyways, you're gliding. You fight Ansem. He's connected to this mothership thing. It's not mother. It's heartless ship thing that's in this void. You fight him. You beat him. But then he's like, I'm gonna rest in my chamber thing real quick. And then, Donald and Goofy are still gone. A portal opens up, but it's kind of distorted. So you have to, beat some stuff up, fly into the portal, and then you can get Donald back. Or Goofy. I forget which one comes first. Then there's this head part to the ship that's in the lower area. You beat it up, then you can go into the portal in its mouth and get Donald and or Goofy back, whichever one comes second. Then there's this belly nasty looking thing on an interior part of the ship looking thing, but you can just fly in. It's not like there's an actual inside. You just fly in, beat it up, fly out, and Ansem's back to fight for one last time. You fight Ansem, you beat him, and then he ends up not shirtless anymore. By the way, he was shirtless throughout this whole last section where he's connected to the ship. He's not shirtless anymore. He's just, he's shirtless, but he's got his, coat thing. Anyways, you fight him. I got a message from my best friend, so I'll be right back. Anyways, you fight him, you win, and then he's like, you can never beat me. And then, these doors appear, bigger than those 2 doors from before, because they're different doors, but they look very similar. Anyways, he's like, Kingdom Hearts, fill me with the power of darkness, and then start to open it, darkness seeps out. Sora's just like, no. I know now, without a doubt, Kingdom Hearts is light! And then, boom, light just shines out of the doors that are Kingdom Hearts, sort of, and they destroy Ansem because he's a little, a little punk who can't handle it. Anyways, Ansem is beat, but oh no, because darkness is still coming out of the doors anyways, because it's a little complicated. That's not really Kingdom Hearts. We'll get into that in 5 games, or something like that. Anyways, you go in, you fight the Heartless. Well, no, you don't fight the Heartless. You go to the door, you start to try closing it, so the darkness doesn't get out, and then you see a familiar glove. It's Riku! He's on the other side of the door, and he's got his body back. He's trying to help you because he's not an a-hole corrupted by the darkness anymore. He's, he's pulling the door closed, and as he is... what was I saying? As he is, those big things that you had to fight three times throughout the game, twice at the beginning, once in the middle of the Ansem fights. There's like 3 of them spawning. Oh no! Oh no! What are you gonna do? But then a little mouse appears with his keyblade that looks like yours except reversed gold and silver, and he's just like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. That's right, the mouse is here, Mickey Mouse. He's beating up Heartless, just left and right. He's just like, seal the door, Sora! We're gonna lock this door for good! Oh boy, let's beat up some Heartless! Anyways, Riku, Donald, and Goofy all close the door. Sora, Donald, and Goofy on the outside of the door that has the darkness in it, and Donald and Goofy, Sora and Mickey inside the door that's basically leading to the realm of darkness. They close the door. Sora and Mickey lift up their keyblades and they seal the door. Not done yet! And then, as the door is sealed, it fades away, and off behind them, oh, who is this? It's Kairi! She's, like, on a patch of sand that, like, keeps collecting bigger and bigger, but it, like, doesn't look like it's collecting, but you can see the sand going to it. She's, like... Sora's just, like... Sora runs up, and as she's about to, like, fall, because, like, there was, like, a... earthquake thing, and she like catches her and makes her not fall. It's like, Kairi, remember what you said before? Remember what you said before? I'm always with you too. I'll come back to you. Kairi's like, I know you will. And then as they're holding hands, they get pulled away. And then the theme song, when you walk away. I can't sing. That's, you know what? No, I'm gonna try this. Ha! When you walk away, you don't hear me say, please, oh baby. Anyways. And then the credits play, and then Donald and Goofy, this is like after credits thing, Donald, Goofy, and Sora are on a path. Just a dirt path. A winding dirt path in the grass. This is a setup for the next game, in the chronological order. And you know what? I think I'll go with that game next when I explain the plot of Kingdom Hearts anyways. They're walking down the path, grass and bushes off to the side and stuff. It's a big area you can see, but you can just mainly see the path and the green grass and stuff. It is like, okay, so what do we do now? We gotta find Riku and King Mickey. Well, how do we start? And as they're walking, they stop. But wait! Who's this walking vertically across the path? It's Pluto, with a letter that has King Mickey's seal. He runs, he's like, hey, have you seen King Mickey? He's like, runs away like a little jerk. They chase him. It's like, come on, guys, let's go. They chase him. They're like, Sora's theme starts to play, and then that's it. That's the end. That's all of Kingdom Hearts 1 summed up in 33 minutes. No, but seriously, that's Kingdom Hearts summed up, the first one, in 33-ish minutes. So now we gotta move on to the second game, which is another video. I'm going to be releasing a lot of these within this month, I should say. Hopefully I green screened all the stuff in the background that I want to. But anyways, Sora, Donald, and Goofy, they're doing their thing now. What happens next? Only the cards will tell. Ha 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 ha. Get it? I'm gonna go now, bye.